It was supposed to be the greatest concert of the decade. Maestro Elena Voss, the finest living violinist, was about to walk onto the Northvale Philharmonic stage and perform Sibelius. With a Stradivarius crafted in 1716, a violin worth over $11 million, one of only 650 still in existence, an instrument that had survived 2 world wars, 3 fires, and 4 generations of a preservation trust ownership. Tonight it was going to sing. She never walked on. At 7:42 p.m., 18 minutes before curtain, Elena went to her dressing room to collect her instrument. The case was there. The bow was there. The Rosin block was there, but the Stradivarius was gone. The dressing room door had been locked. Security footage of the corridor showed 3 people entering and leaving the room. There were no signs of forced entry. No broken locks. No shattered glass. The violin simply vanished. Welcome to the case of the missing Stradivarius. Three people had unrestricted access to that dressing room in the 2 hours before Elena arrived. Here they are. Suspect number 1, Nate Hale. Nate Hale underwrote the Stradivarius for $11 million 18 months ago. His firm issued the policy. He negotiated the terms. He was in the building the night of the theft, delivering updated policy documentation to Elena's management. No one questioned why an insurance broker needed access to the backstage area. He had a special key that gave him access to the dressing room. He had a briefcase, ideal for smuggling the violin out of the building. Suspect 2 is Petra Lund. Petra has managed the Northvale Philharmonic for 19 years. She has also spent 11 of those years petitioning private collectors, estate lawyers, and cultural boards to redirect privately owned Stradivari instruments into institutional custody. Her position, instruments of this magnitude belong to the public. She had a Philharmonic key card and the key to the dressing room, legitimate, issued by the building director. She had full knowledge of the backstage layout, including maintenance routes not mapped on public schematics. Daniel Rivens is the kind of man who blends into the background, until you remember he controls every door in the Philharmonic building. As the longtime facilities manager, Daniel carries a jangling ring of keys that can open storage closets, rehearsal halls, backstage tunnels. And yes, he had a key card to the dressing room where the priceless Stradivarius violin vanished. He's organized, quiet, and almost obsessively protective of the building. Some say he knows every creaking floorboard and flickering light bulb by heart. Others say he's a bit too calm for someone who's just lost a world-class instrument under his watch. What would his motive be? Money, of course. All 3 suspects were interviewed, and of course, all proclaimed their innocence.
Why would I steal the violin? My company is on the hook for millions of dollars if it isn't found. I was only in the dressing room to obtain Elena's signature, but she wasn't there.
I take my job extremely seriously. I value the art of music and the precious violin. It is a work of art. I would never stoop so low as to steal it.
I didn't do this. I want to talk to my lawyer.
Now, for our first clue, footprints. The dressing room floor was coated in a thin, powdery layer of rosin dust. The compressed tree resin that violinists apply to their bows to create friction on the strings. Elena had been practicing in this room for 3 days. On the day before the theft, the floors were swept. There were 5 sets of footprints added on the day of the crime. The mystery visitor did not enter through the main hallway. The footprints begin from behind the wardrobe rail, from the direction of the maintenance access door set into the back wall. They lifted the violin, they turned, and they exited back through the maintenance door. Not through the corridor where the security cameras were. There were 5 separate shoe prints. Here are 4 of them next to their shoe owners. Elena wears a female size 7, Petra wears an 8. Nate wears a male 10, while Daniel wears a male size 14 boot. Next we have the mystery boot. It is a male size 12. Clue 2 comes from inside the maintenance corridor, the route our visitor used to remove the Stradivarius from the building. Investigators found 2 separate pieces of evidence. The first is a pair of size 12 boots that match the mystery boot prints. They sit right outside of the door. The second piece of evidence is a folded concert program that has been dropped on the floor, about 10 feet in from the dressing room access door. It's that evening's program, not an old one. This detail seems unremarkable until you consider the geography. The maintenance corridor is not accessible to the public. It does not connect to any area of the concert hall that ticket holders can enter. It has no public entrance. There is no mechanism by which an audience member could leave a program there. To have that program in that corridor, you had to bring it in from backstage. The program is heavily annotated with handwritten notes. These are production annotations, timing cues, movement durations, technical shorthand used during pre-show briefings by stage management staff. This is a working copy. Last clue. In Petra Lund's private office, investigators discovered a letter written 4 weeks before the theft. It reads as follows.
Letter of transfer and sale. This letter confirms the sale of the 1721 Aurora Stradivarius violin by the Marwick Cultural Preservation Trust to Mr. Adrian Kellor. Following the trust's board approval, the instrument was sold for $11,250,000 US. Payment was received in full, at which time physical custody of the violin, its case, and all provenance documentation was transferred to Mr. Kellor. The trust verifies that the instrument is authentic, free of liens, and in the condition described in the required appraisal. Please contact our offices for any necessary confirmation. Sincerely, Eleanor Vance, Executive Director, Marwick Cultural Preservation Trust.
So, who committed the crime? Can you answer the who, how, and why? You will have 10 seconds to think about the clues. Starting now. Let's begin with the first clue. The footprints. We have the footprints of the 3 suspects. Then we have one mystery print. It is a work boot size 12 male. The boots are later found in the hallway, a hallway that is not open to the public. The door that was opened by the thief could have been opened only by 2 people, Petra and Daniel. They were the only 2 people with access to the door, as well as knowledge of the inner workings of the building. Nate only had a key to the front of the dressing room door. Also, during his interrogation, Nate opened his briefcase. It was full of papers with no room for a violin. He was soon dismissed as a suspect. Next, we have clue number 2, the program with handwritten notations. Since it couldn't have belonged to anyone from the public, it had to belong to either Petra or Daniel. Investigators found the program with notes on it. Notes that would not have been important to Daniel. Lastly, we have the final clue. The letter detailing the sale of the Stradivarius violin to a private buyer. In addition to the work shoes being far too small for Daniel to wear, this clue leads right to our culprit, Petra Lund. Petra Lund did not steal the Stradivarius for money. She did not steal it for revenge. She stole it because she had spent 19 years believing, more deeply with each passing season, that an instrument of this power and rarity had no right to rest in one person's case. The risk that the new owner would keep it locked away in a vault was too much for her to accept. She intended to give it away, anonymously, permanently, to a place where anyone could hear it played. Petra had planned this for weeks. The maintenance corridor, she had known it for 19 years, had walked it during fire drills and late-night technical setups. The master key, she carried one every working day. The footprints? She had seen the boots sitting in the hallway for months. They were simply a convenience to hide her identity. The violin is recovered from Petra's car, intact, unharmed, and still in tune. The Stradivarius was returned to Elena Voss within 72 hours of its discovery. The concert was rescheduled for a later date. When that later date finally came, the concert was epic. It was one of the most well-received concerts that the Northvale Philharmonic has ever known. Did you figure out who stole the violin before it was revealed? What gave it away for you? Let us know in the comments. If this is the kind of mystery you want more of, please like our content. We look forward to seeing you on the next adventure. See you next time.